Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs. Welcome back to Sector 1 Sim Racing. First of all, I must profusely apologise to everybody out there for the delay in the broadcast tonight. Yours truly, by the way, this is none other than the orange-wheeled Muppet, Carbon Boy. I had a bit of a clash of schedules this evening, which caused a little bit of a delay in me getting to Road Atlanta tonight into the comms box. And then, of course, we have suffered our usual technical glitches, but after a bit of gentle persuasion with a hammer, I have persuaded the streaming software to behave itself so we can go racing tonight. So, without too much further ado, we're just going to break it down real quick. This is the pre-season race number 2, where we get to do a little bit of testing and sort out the wheat from the chaff in regards to car selection, settings, etc. We are at the Michelin Road Atlanta track in the US of A tonight, and joining me in the comms box tonight, I have one very special guest in the comms box and one very special guest in pit lane. So joining me in the comms box at the moment is none other than the Zero Turn Motorsport TO, Mr. Diswood himself. How are we this evening?
Evening, everyone. Quite good. Quite the turn of events we've had this evening, but looking pretty keen for tonight's race.
Yeah, I can see that I'm going to be copying no end of shtick for this for the foreseeable future from Mr. Woody, but that's okay.
Hey, at least we can't hear a smoke alarm going off in the background, mate. It's all good.
Not yet, anyway. Not yet. And our special commentator tonight, who is going to be joining us from pit lane at the moment and on track a little bit later, is none other than one of the Zero Turn drivers, Mr. Captain Muffin himself. How are we?
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone at home watching from Australia, New Zealand and beyond. Carbon Boy with the most appropriate names there, aka Captain Penalties. Yes, I'll be doing some first-hand investigations tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on the track, seeing what cars and people have got the bones to be competitive, and I'll give you guys like an in-depth and sort of like an almost raw perspective of what it's like racing here at Sector 1.
Excellent, that's what we like to see and hear. So, should we just cut to the chase and get straight into qualifying?
I think we should, mate. Let's get it going.
Roger that. Punch that big button. Going to have a quick look over to the YouTube chat. Good evening, Mr. Debrev. Nice to have you aboard tonight. Good evening, everybody else who's there. Fire into the chat. Feel free to give yours truly a little bit of gentle ribbing for not quite having his things together tonight. But, let's kick into qualifying here at Road Atlanta. Probably one of my more favourite tracks from the Americas, I would say. How about you guys?
Give and take, yeah, give and take, mate. Not my. In the past, back in the day, this was a lovely track, but in recent times, certainly not. It's not been getting any Christmas cards of late.
Not a fan of it, I'm guessing.
No, certainly not. It's a bit of a tire torturer, we'll say, and being on controller that spells disaster. So can't really steer with the rear through many corners unless you want to go visit Barrier.
Fair enough. So we'll just have a quick run through our grid on the track at the moment. In one of our test liveries tonight for APR Motorsport is none other than my team owner, Mr. Brewski. There we've got a brave man in the Corvette, Mr. Muffin himself, in the Chickadee livery, looking very, very nice. Will it work out for him, or will he end up like a bit of fried chicken? That remains to be seen. Then we've got Sneaky Stevo for the Jamco Racing outfit in the Jag. We've got Mr. Madrick in a very bright, looks to be like a Falcon inspired Jaguar. The Lightning Motorsport team owner, Mr. Stickers, in the very appropriately liveried Lightning Motorsport SLR McLaren. closely followed by Tim Durags in a very, very subtle Jag. I believe he's also with the... nope, gotta leave that one alone. And we've got Big J in a very, very subtle Sector 1 sim racing liveried SLR McLaren. I believe he's also racing for Lightning Motorsport, so probably choosing to not get his team livery all scratched up in a pre-season race. We've got Baker Boy in a... Well, there's going to be questions about that livery, I would say. I see a donut and some pink icing, and you know what? I'll just leave that alone. We've got one of the newest drivers on the Sector 1 grid, Mr. LP Armands. I've got a few nicknames, but it's not 9 o'clock, so let's leave those alone. Got a returning driver for Symmetry Motorsport, Mr. Greggs, in the Symmetry Motorsport Aston Martin. I believe there was a Mr. D. Reed for Doghouse Motorsport. And I've missed one. I know I've missed one.
Mr. Bumcrack.
Mr. Bumcrack, the Kraken Motorsports team owner. So right off the bat, Mr. Steaky Stevo has set a very rapid 1 minute 20.186 to get himself into provisional pole.
We also have a Mr. HC Renegade in a Corvette tonight as well.
That might have been another driver I missed on our grid run. Just, seeing Mr. Brewski serving a half-second penalty. Quite easy to get a track limits penalty at this track. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, Mr. Muffin. Try not to get too many of those.
No promises, senor.
That's what I like to hear. Just good evening, Slappers, I believe, in the YouTube chat tonight. Thank you for joining us. And Mr. Robert Gunawan. Also, thank you for joining us tonight.
Mr. Slapper's a veteran in his own right.
And we've all had experience at one point in the day with Slappers 5 lappers, classic staple of your open lobby shenanigans here on Gran Turismo.
Always a good time. So a couple of guys ducking into the pits nice and early, which... I mean, you mentioned that the tyre wear is quite horrific at this track. I wouldn't have thought in 10 minutes it would be that bad.
Well, as a person who's currently on the track, I can confirm it's not that bad, but a second lap on a set of tyres, you're sort of crying for mercy by the end of the second lap. And I've decided as well to go against your will and get myself a penalty, one that's 3 seconds long, just for good measure.
Wow. That would be, I'm assuming, from the entry into pit lane.
Oh, spot on, good sir.
Yes. The exit of pit lane on this track is really, really simple. Just a little bit of right hand down as you come out. Everything's all good, but the pit lane entry for this track is... well, it's a bastard, for the lack of a better term. As you come up over the hill after the final chicane on the final turn, you've really got to hug the right-hand side like it is your nearest and dearest and you're going away for a 6-month deployment.
Honestly, not a very sort of incorrect description.
I was trying to keep that as PG as possible.
We've done a good job, I'm proud of you, sir.
That's a very roundabout way of getting to that explanation.
Hey, well... But just having a look now with Big J, currently sitting in P4, doing a very good job of this qualifying session. It's only 2/10 off the pole position time, which is still standing with Sneaky Stevo's 1 minute 20.1.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to note the Jag's handling characteristics and then this track and how it's managed to so far be on pole. And he's gone purple by a considerable amount in the first sector, but he's incurred a penalty.
Oh, he does. That is definitely going to hurt. The Jag's handling characteristics, from my experience, it wants to be sideways. Going in a straight line is not something it enjoys doing.
I've also heard this. In my experience, it's a bit of a Titanic. boat, we'll say. We'll leave that to an open forum. quite a cantankerous open forum, but yeah, certainly to certain different people, it has different tendencies of wanting to do different things.
Can confirm it. I think that's going to be a very interesting factor about this season, with the 8 different cars that are available, and then you've got the 4 members of each team coming to a conclusion and a consensus as a team on what car to choose. I'm sure has been a topic of rigorous discussion in various team rooms.
Yeah, not only that, it's bad enough trying to pick a car among 4 individuals, but then with the tuning aspect of it, then tuning that car to suit 4 different potential driving styles along with that car. So, yeah, quite the mind boggle to get around. But that is the challenge.
There is also an alternate strategy. Going back to the season 6, I believe it was, where we had a similar car lineup. My 3 teammates drove the McLaren, whereas I was the oddball out who took the Aston Martin that season. And my strategy was to just take the tune that the guys had in their Mercedes and throw it into the Aston Martin and call it a day.
How did that fare for you, mate?
It actually didn't work out too bad. To me, it was the same. It's a front-engined V8 rear-wheel drive car. It weighs about the same. It's about the same size. What's the problem? But this season, that won't be the case, with 1 car per team, so there won't be any different makes in the same team.
I was going to say, it's I know it's 2025 and Aston has now got a car that looks rather similar to the Merc AMG GT3, but back then I don't think there would have been much collusion of parts between manufacturers.
Same, but different. But still, same.
Just making the German manufacturer sound like an Audi commercial, mate. Same but different.
Just checking in on a little bit lower down the order, Mr. Bumcrack at the moment, a very solid P7. Looking fairly comfortable in that Mercedes, I must say.
Yes, I've heard the Mercedes is a rather good handling car around here, so it'll be quite interesting to see where it stacks up amongst the rest after quali and how it goes in the race.
Might just jump on board as our qualifying timer just ticks over the 10-minute now, so this will be the final lap for everyone on track. Just quietly, Captain Muffin having dropped himself onto pole position with a 120.9. 2.2 of a... Oh, and he has just been slapped back to P2 by Baker Boy, who has dropped a 120 flat, which is very bloody rapid around here.
Cheeky bugger.
And Sneaky Steve-O has lived up to his username and has dropped a 119.7 in basically a very, very confident take that, boys.
Well, thankfully though, it's good to see that there are... Look, the gaps are pretty close, all things considered. Like, a gap between P1 and P2 is a little bit big, but from there back, the field is pretty tight. You're just over a second covering the top 10 cars at this point in time. It is really tight here. All different makes and manufacturers all in that sort of top order. Like, you've got effectively, 3 different makes in the top 4, which is always lovely to see. But look, hey, we all know it doesn't matter where you start, it's about where you finish. So I have to wait and see what these cars and drivers can do during a race distance. I know for me personally, the Ultra's calling my name because I can't save a set of tyres, but that's just me.
Excellent, and that concludes our qualifying session tonight. So we shall just have a little quick review of our qualifying results, and then we will kick off straight into our race tonight, which I believe is a... How many laps tonight, gentlemen?
34 laps, mate.
34 laps. Rightio. So, On pole position tonight in the Jag is Sneaky Stevo, very closely followed by Baker Boy in the Mercedes SLS AMG. On the second row of the grid is Captain Muffin in the very thirsty and tyre hungry, from what I've heard, a Corvette C7, joined by a Big J in another Mercedes AMG. Third row of the grid occupied by Tim Durags in the Jag, and Stickers in another AMG. Very popular choice tonight. Mr. Bumcrack on the fourth row of the grid in his AMG, accompanied by Mr. D. Reed in a Corvette. Then on the fifth row of the grid we have Mr. Madrick and King Oscar, both in the Jags, and a very warm welcome back to King Oscar, back to Sector 1. I believe the last time he was around, I actually raced against him in my inaugural... Oh, it would have been Season 5, the Porsche RSR season, which I believe was our last season on GT Sport.
That you are spot on.
So it has been a bit of a hiatus for the King Oscar, but always welcome back and good to see him on the grid again. On the sixth row of the grid we have Mr. Armans in the Corvette and Greg's in the Aston Martin, and rounding out our grid tonight we have Mr. Pruski in the Jag and Mr. Renegade in a Corvette. So...
Wow, for a minute then my vision went black and white there. Carbon Boy, you nearly took me down history lane.
It's not that far back, is it?
Oh, look. Back in my day.
When I was your age...
Back in my day, we had a phone and an iPod. They weren't the same thing.
I had to walk 20 miles to school in a snowstorm, and it was uphill both ways.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Alright, so
anyway, moving
enough of the nostalgia. What do you say we kick off into the race tonight?
Yeah, let's get it going. Let's make it happen.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, thank you very much for joining us. I would like your podium predictions, if you would be so kind. Or just throw in a little bit of support for your favourite driver. Either which way, it doesn't really matter. Mr. Bumcrat's jumped into the chat, so that's going to be interesting. As our drivers are on the grid. And we have lights going. And the lights have gone green here at Road Atlanta. Everybody looking to get a pretty clean start. Little bit of jostling at turn 1.
And everyone is through cleanly through turn 1.
That's what we like to see. Sneaky Stevo looking like he's trying to do a bit of a dash and get away from the pack nice and early. Tim Durags has got a very feisty Big J hot on his heels. Very difficult to make a pass through that first sector. It can be...
Or King Oscar's had a crash come out of the S's.
Oh, no, not gone well. Let's see if we can get that on a replay a little bit later. Everyone else onto the back straight. Very, very handy place to do some slipstreaming. Captain Muffin making his way up into the lead, if you don't mind, using the prodigious straight line speed of that Corvette. Down the back straight.
More power, baby.
Yep, you say more power, but let me know how your fuel use is doing in 3 or 4 laps time.
No, thank you. Gonna say fuel wear, tyre wear, driver skill, it's all the same. 3 or 4 laps are gonna be all gone.
We'll leave you alone for now. Well, we won't leave you alone because you're going to have Sneaky Stevo hot on your heels for company. Baker Boy, little bit of a gap fore and aft of him. Tim Durags is going to be very, very occupied with the Big J, as it would seem, as he is all kinds of sideways after the first sector split. That's going to let Stickers have a little bit of a run. Is Stickers going to put it up the inside?
No.
Nope.
Stickers, the experienced race brain that he has, he's taken the calm and calm approach about it, but now that's exposed him to D Reed down the back straight.
D Reed in the Corvette, Bendix sponsored, slips on by. Stickers, a very strategic operator, just ducks back in behind him. Might be looking to go the fuel saver out.
Certainly in these races where you're driving into the unknown, it certainly pays to be a bit more tactical, a bit more patient about the craft.
100%. And I do get the feeling that there will be quite a few drivers here tonight using this as an extended test of their car selection for the season.
Yes. Unlike the Barcelona test, this is full bragging rights essentially.
Everyone looking very comfortable at the moment. Mr. Bumcrack in P8. Whoop.
Oh,
Stickers has had a bit of a lift, I think, by the look of it.
He had a bit of a moment coming out of the S as he got a bit loose, stepped to the left, and Bumcrack has gone, thank you very much, good sir.
Stickers, always a man of etiquette on the track. Checking a little bit further down the order, we've got Mr. Armans, P9, Madrick, P10. Not that far behind is Pruer in P11. Another nearly 2 seconds back in the Hooncorp Corvette is a Renegade. Greg's in the Symmetry Aston, P13, and after his early incident, we've got the King Oscar in P14. But the gap is 3.5 seconds to Greg, so we'll just keep an eye on that and see if he can make some inroads. Back up the front, Captain Muffin. 0.6 of a second, half a second in front of Sneaky Steve though, not quite skipping away at this stage.
Say Steve-O's just sitting back a bit from Muffin at the moment, just enough to be out of direct slipstream to have a profound effect through Sector 1 and Sector 3, by the looks of it.
Are these cars a little bit squirrely when you're following in close proximity to the car in front, or is it
depends on how the car is set up. Certainly, if it's a heavily derived, like aerodynamic based setup, it can have a fair bit of understeer and a bit of profound effect on the front splitter. I'm sure if you sat close enough behind another car, going through somewhere like Spa or even Sector 1 here, you'd definitely feel it.
So it's definitely a car setup, whether it's a mechanical grip or a downforce tune, as to how much of an effect it has.
Yeah. Certainly, if you have a lot of downforce set on the car and you're more relying on mechanical grip, you're not going to be as affected. But if you have a heavy downforce set on the front of the car, it will have an effect over time. And certainly on tyre temps as well.
I think that is definitely something to watch out for this season with the multi-manufacturers, each of them suffering their own tyre wear, fuel usage advantages and disadvantages. So Baker Boy is currently in P3. He's just lost touch with the top two at the moment, but he does have Tim Durags hot on his heels for company, who has gotten away from Big J a little bit, who will have D Reed right in his slipstream down this back straight in the Corvette versus the McLaren, which is sorry, not the McLaren, the AMG, which is not known for its a little bit of side-by-side rubber doors through the final chicane. Big J holding his ground, holding the inside line. sliding all over the place through that final corner down the hill, but managing to fend off that Corvette of D. Reed for now. Might just jump on board D. Reed and have a little bit of a look as to how things are from his perspective. Because on one hand, he's got a windshield.
Certainly Bumcrack's got the best view in the house, sitting behind both of them at the moment.
Indeed. D. Reed has a windshield full of Big J, but he's also got a rear view mirror full of Bumcrack. And yes, I said that.
Crazy.
I said what I said, and I'm not going back on it.
Ooh, Big J's now got a penalty with Bumcrack attacking D. Reed.
There we go. We will go back to our external view. There we go. Or Bumcrack using all of the track and then some onto the exit onto the back straight. But I think an AMG trying to keep up with a Corvette on a straight line, even in the slipstream, that's a fair ask. But it does help him get past Big J, who is serving that penalty. And as we are approaching the end of lap 6 of our 34-lap race, what do you say we have a look at the fuel and tyre situation?
Alrighty, good sir. As we run through, we've got Captain Muffin out in front with now nearly a second lead. He's running the medium compound tyre with, I'm going to say, about 60-65% fuel left in the tank. Considerable amount of wear on the front left, as you'd expect with the Corvette.
And the Muffin Man.
And the Muffin Man. Thank you, Muffin.
Thank you.
Moving swiftly along, we've got Sneaky Stevo in P2 in the Jag. Slightly less front left tyre wear. And a small difference in fuel. We'll probably say 70%.
Also running the medium. Also running the medium
also,
compound.
Also running a medium compound.
Nice.
Quite interesting to note. The top 4 are all on a medium tyre at the moment.
Roger that.
And they're all thereabouts with fuel. Rather interesting. There is small fluctuations, but they're all in the game. They're on the pot, call it.
Right, so a couple of percent either way. Oh,
Yeah.
Sneaky Stevo! All kinds of sideways onto the main straight. That was a beautiful hold. That was a definite example of car control right there.
That was rather good.
Wow. I reckon there would be a new stain in his race suit right now, so some dry cleaning might be involved.
Yeah, nothing sneaky about that Code Brown moment, that's for sure.
Oh, so moving along to P5, I believe we're up to, D. Reed.
D. Reed is the soft tyres, the first of the soft runners. He's going all right. He's about 50% on the front left. It is he's under actually quite a lot of pressure at the moment from a fellow soft tyre runner and Mr. Bumcrack. Both are exactly the same on fuel, so they're just above 50% at the moment. As Bumcrack is with D. Reed running the Bumcrack. So quite interesting to note the medium compared to the soft. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys go to at the first round of stops coming up. But certainly, there's still a bit more life in the soft tyre at the moment. I think the track temp's not too bad. Running through, behind Bumcrack we have Mr. Big J and an SLS. His medium tyres, is some of the best in the field by the looks of it. Probably closer to as evenly spread tyre wear as you could get. And also just above 50% in terms of fuel. Moving swiftly along, we've got Stickers on a medium tyre, roughly the same as Mr. Big J. Further back in P9, we have Madrick on a medium tyre, about 55% on the fuel, and his front left is starting to exit the chat. It's he's in a bit of pain at the moment, even though he's on a medium. It's He's probably halfway between what a medium tyre would look like and a soft tyre at the moment. Further back, we've got Mr. Armands. He is below 50% fuel, and his medium tyre has left the chat. It is well and truly on its way back to the factory. Yeah, it's seen better days, and he is not having a good time of it at all. Compared to fellow Corvette runner Renegade in P11 behind him, he has exactly 50% fuel, and his medium tyres feeling considerably less pain down. Further back, we have in P12 Greg's medium tyre, under 50% fuel. He's going pretty good, fairly even tyre spread compared to the others. We go further back, we have the King Oscar, P13, having a bit of a rough day. He has got 50% fuel. Looks like he's stopped for a fresh set of mediums. So it'll be interesting to see how long he's looking to run here, whether he's going to do 10 laps or he's going to look to extend it into the mid-20s. And behind him we have the Pruski. He has taken fuel and he's taken a fresh set of mediums.
Roger that. So that concludes our APR tyre and fuel update for now. Thank you very much, Mr. Woody. And getting back to the boys up the front, Captain Muffin still travelling nicely in P1. Still not quite skipping away from, well, it's now Tim DeRags in P2. He's managed to overtake Sneaky Steve-O in the middle of that fuel and tyre update. A little bit of a sneaky one.
It's quite interesting to note the tyre wear difference now on the front left. Both running the same car, but it seems that both are running a completely different setup philosophy here, with considerable more wear on Sneaky Steve-O's front left compared to Tim DeRags.
You think Sneaky Steve-O's gone for a more heavy aero setup?
I think he's probably gone way more aggressive on the camber and potentially aero as well. Obviously, there's a few things you can do to increase the tyre wear. You go pretty mad on the camber and the I should say caster on the toe out. That'll increase your wear. So maybe he's increased the toe considerably. And he's looked to go ultra aggressive, or he's gone something slightly different compared to last round. He's trying something here this round. See what works.
I think there would be a fair degree of experimentation going on in a pre-season event like tonight, so I don't think that would be... I've lost my train of thought. My train of thought has completely left the tracks there.
I was going to say, train of sport's quite the thing. Train of thought, yeah, that's left the chat, mate. There's Captain Muffin has pulled the pin. He's the first of the front four to come in.
And can confirm he'll be getting the penalty for his troubles because he didn't know how to turn right.
Oh, you forgot to hug your loved one before your deployment.
I slowed down so much and the front still just didn't bite in. Most unfortunate.
That is a rather American thing to do, an American car. Forgetting to turn right. We'll put a mark there, mate, for later.
Absolutely, no problem at all. Listen, I could be wrong. Maybe I just avoided it, but I think it's going to be very touch and go here. More on the touch than go. Now there we go. Confirmed.
Copy that.
So Baker Boy hot on the heels of Sneaky Steve-O on the back straight at this stage. But it is going to be Mercedes versus Jag. I think that Jag might just have the edge on it.
Yes, the Jag and Mercedes seem to be pretty close on top end around here. They're rather evenly matched.
Now we'll just tune in, see if Tim DeRags. Nope, he does not pit. Neither does Sneaky Steve-O, neither does Baker Boy. So looking at D. Reed in the Corvette, he is definitely heading into pit lane.
And certainly turns right, unlike a certain driver here in the car box.
Oh, who's that?
That Handball's Big J, P4. Oh dear.
Also driver, yeah.
Prisky.
does look like the APR Jag has left the chat. Scanning through the field, which has, to no degree of surprise, spread out quite a bit as we are on lap 13 of 34. Stickers P5, 13 seconds gap back to Greg's in P6. There's nearly 2 seconds back to Armin's P7.
Quite interesting to note that Baked Boy sat behind Sticky Stevo, even though Stevo's got slightly more front left tyre wear, with Tim DeRag skipping away from both of them. I thought Baked Boy would have been a bit more keener to go after Mr. Tim DeRag, but maybe he's pulling a tactical here. Maybe he's trying to save a bit more fuel, try and keep himself in the game.
Just wondering if these top three at the moment, Tim DeRag, Sticky Stevo and Baker Boy, are they going to be running for a one-stop here tonight?
Potentially.
I'd have to imagine that top three will be doing a one-stop, just because the pit lane here is incredibly long, and as you have seen from yours truly, very difficult to get into cleanly, apparently. So I think people will want to try and sort of minimise that pit loss and minimise the risk of getting an unnecessary 3-second penalty.
Not a bad strategy.
I just put that down to driving discipline, I believe.
Yeah, look, you could be on something there, mate.
It's all right, mate. It's all good. We'll take that out of your match fee.
Match fee. Get down.
So it looks like Stickers has decided to pull the pin. Nope. He has just taken a very aggressive inside line for the final turn.
Stickers is doing a rather good job. Oh! Baked Boy has moved past Sticky Stevo for P2. Oh, Stevo's got a penalty for his troubles. Maybe something's gone on there.
How is Sticky Stevo's tyres looking? Could that be a factor in this?
Maybe. I think so. I'm going to be a bit biased. I think if his Jag wasn't already understeering, I think it certainly is now at the moment. So with the fighting the front left to turn, maybe it's he's cooked it a little bit at the start, and it hasn't recovered potentially.
So Baker Boy looking like he's decided to drop the hammer a little bit and try and skip away from Sticky Stevo.
He certainly needs to, as Tim DeRag is out to a 5-second lead at the moment.
He definitely needs to get a wiggle on. Big J still sticking along in P4. He's not pitting either, so definitely going for the one stop along with Stickers in P5.
Certainly is important to note, out of the top 5, I think 4 of them are Mercedes SLSs at this point. Doing got a brand representation here.
Maybe a factor in aggressive tyre wear tracks the Mercedes might just be doing well at.
Who would have thought? Then we go back to P6. We've got Greg's in the Aston Martin, the sole Aston Martin tonight, doing a rather handsome job here.
Indeed, and a little bit further back, chasing him down at the moment, to the tune of 4.7 seconds, is Captain Lawnmower Muffin, as he goes through that first sector a little bit wide.
Look, if I don't get a penalty for it, the track is legal to use. If it's grass and it makes me go faster, I'm going to take it.
I mean, yeah.
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
That's fine. There you go, your first pit stop is in. There you go.
Yeah. Tim Durags pulling the pin at the end of lap 16. So with plenty of fuel left, but I do feel like the tyre wear was probably the factor. And that handballs the lead over to Mr. Baker Boy. And Big J 7 and a bit seconds behind. And Stickers gets a P3, and he's currently 5 seconds behind Big J.
Yeah, it's important to note out of those three the top three at the current that point in time, Stickers still nearly has just under a quarter tank of fuel left. So he's been rather conservative with his right foot, and be interesting to see how much further he goes into this race, where that opens up a soft tyre run potentially towards the end.
Interesting. How is his medium tyres looking right now?
His medium tyres are looking rather good. His front left is probably just scraping 50% now. So it's looking rather good at this point in time. He could probably run maybe another 3 laps, I'd say.
That's quite interesting, actually. You know, going conservative. You know, you lose a little bit of time in terms of lap pace, but if you can extend your medium stint and be able to go onto a faster soft tyre, especially, you know, a car like the Mercedes that appears to be able to be better on tyres, but as we've said that, he's pulled into the pits.
Yes, he's made me look rather silly at the moment.
Well, drivers do that to me all the time, so all I have to say is, Woody, is get used to it.
Well, welcome.
Yes.
As Big J has done the opposite, and he's kept going with considerably less fuel.
Right,
taking
okay.
full advantage.
He's like, bugger this, I've got clear track, I want a little bit of I'm in P1, look at me time, so off he goes.
Why not, I'd say. Captain Muffin, welcome back to P2, mate. Long time no see.
It is good to be back on the podium. Guarantee you though, I will not be here for long because I've got another pit stop in me and there's a yellow flag ahead of me. Someone has had an off.
I believe that
was
King Oscar. Has had a bad time.
And
It looks like he's had an incident at the S's potentially. He's got some rear damage.
He's
outside curve has caught him there, unfortunately.
100% he's had a bad time in that last sector of the track. D. Reed at the moment, currently P3, having a good time, as Big J drops it into the pits with 3% fuel left in the tank, so he was not going to go any further.
No, importantly, with the overrun he's done now, he won't need to take on as much fuel for the run home potentially, unless he's going to drop the hammer. And take a little bit less fuel, a lot of fuel load, a bit easy on the tyres. See how aggressive it opens up his strategy.
Tim Durags, currently P4. He's going to be bumped up to P3 now that they've both he and De Reed have gone past Big J in the pits. A couple of other drivers also taking advantage of that. Mr. Bumcrack up into P4. He's gotten the better of Sneaky Steve-O, who's down to P5 at the moment, but looking to... He's having a bit of trouble keeping that Jag in a straight line through that first sector. Getting all sorts of crossed up over the curbs.
Oh, he's Tokyo drifting. Oh, and he has left the chat. Hello, Wall.
Yep, he's had a very personal conversation with Mr. Barrier there. A lot of damage to that front right as we caught that live on stream.
Yes, that Jag looks rather a handful at the moment. Not sure if the track temp's changed, or maybe he's got that Jag sitting rather low and it's rather curb affected, potentially.
Just personally, I've never been a fan of running over curbs. I know that in some instances it can be faster. I am just terrible at judging which instance is which and when is a good time to do it and when is a bad time to do it.
Again, I plead the fifth.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
Leave that one right alone. So, speaking of pleading the fifth, a little bit of look at me time for...
Steve-O! has had a massive crash on the front straight.
He's had a crash on the front straight, you say?
Yes. He was facing the wrong way and has more rear damage.
Let's see if we
can...
can...
overtaken by Madrid.
Let's see if we can catch that on our live action replay. Oh yes, oh, coming out of the final corner, he's gotten all sorts of crossed up. That is, that was not fun by the looks of it.
No. Now he needs to be extremely careful now that he's gotten back underway, that he doesn't keep overheating his rear tyres and Tokyo drifting, otherwise he'll be going back to the pit lane for another set of tyres.
Alright, back to our race screen. He's dropped down to P7, managing to stay ahead of Madrick and Stickers for now. Those guys having a little bit of their own battle right now. With Stickers being the crafty one and sitting in the slipstream.
Yes, we got a bit of a battle for P2, P3. Tim Durags, the first of the one stoppers up behind D Reed, behind the Corvette brethren on a soft tyre at the moment. He's looks like he's gone soft. I wonder if he'll run soft tyre for the run home here.
Just jump on board with Tim Durags for a little while, get a first person view of what it's like following D Reed in that Corvette.
I think you'll see no replacement for displacement on the straight here, the Corvette, as he disappears up the road from the Jag.
Must be an interesting battle. You guys haven't said a word.
It's quite interesting to note that Tim Durags is rather smooth. There's considerably different handling Jag compared to Sneaky Stevo's through the first sector. This is a considerably more calmer car. It certainly appears to be hitting its apexes without being insanely aggressive in the turn-in. It's maybe more of a boat in terms of reactivity, but in terms of getting to the apex, it's a lot smoother.
Which isn't really a bad thing, to be honest with you. Like, on that sort of thing, will generally protect your tyres. Like, sure, your lap speed at the start is definitely pretty lackluster, but towards the end, the more aggressive cars with worn tyres will be on slower than you with a Bodie car or not so worn tyres, more often than not.
Yeah, so we've seen Tim Durags have a look up the inside of D Reed, coming onto the back straight, but the Corvette, no replacement for displacement, has put a car length and a half on Tim Durags.
Yeah, that Corvette down the back straight is no joke in terms of straight line speed.
Certainly not. Captain Muffet has come in for his second pit stop, leaving D Reed and Tim Durags to fight it out for P1. How's the Corvette feeling, Muffet?
Feels pretty good. Like, without a doubt, the tyres are unfortunately just not wearing the way I want them to, in the way that I wear it. But overall, car feels fine, nice and smooth. Definitely have to be a bit cautious going over some of the curves in that first sector, but overall, yeah, feels like an absolute dream to drive. Missile in a straight line, so no real chance of someone catching me going into the last chicane there. So yeah, other than that, life's good.
This is a great battle up the front at the moment with Tim Durags hot on the heels of D Reed. He's going to have to be in the Jag because they are approaching that very, very long back straight, and even in the slipstream of the Corvette, he's going to have a hard time keeping pace.
Yes, it's going to be quite interesting to see if D Reed's going to keep being tactical and holding up Tim Durags, as I think D Reed might be in either this lap or the next lap. Looking at his fuel, he's rather low.
End of lap 23 of 34, 11 laps to go. Yeah, that checks out. And he gives us the finger in the comms box as he goes straight past pit lane and onto the main straight.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be hard to defend coming into turn 1. Oh, as Tim Durags thinks about it. And Reed leaves a gap for the inside for Tim Durags, and he takes it. No need to offer it again.
I was just about to have a look back to Mr. Bumcrack, who's currently in P3, a sensational drive from him tonight, when, that door was left wide open at turn 1. And Tim Durags has said, yeah, no worries, don't need to hold it for me, I'm coming on through.
Certainly didn't need a second invitation there. I'd say Tim Durags is looking to beat the car to beat at the moment with D. Reed with his front left. He's just about left the chat with the amount of wear on that soft tyre.
Just a moment, Bumcrack sitting P3. We've got Baker Boy snapping at his heels in P4. There's about 7 seconds back to Big J in P5. And we're looking at a little bit of lapped traffic, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Mr. King Oscar's pulled off out of the way. Great sportsmanship, good awareness, and allows Big J to continue on his way.
Stickers just coming onto the back straight now. 3 seconds back to Sneaky Stevo in P7. Had a bit of a fall down the order tonight, old Sneaky, but...
He has had another spin just on this lap going through the first sector. I just noticed a yellow flag and a slow move Stevo as I was coming through this lap we're on now, but I could not tell you exactly what happened, fortunately.
And I'm pretty sure we just saw a pit stop from D. Reed.
Yes, Mr. Reed is in the pit lane, and Sneaky Stevo is also coming in the pit lane too. I think he's wanting to get rid of these rather second-hand medium tyres. They've probably overheated in the oven, and he's going to probably go to a set of softs here and send it home.
Bloke's going to take my fastest lap. Worked hard for that.
Big J's currently purple through the first sector.
The bastard.
That's alright, just go low fuel, chuck on a fresh set of softs in a short last stint and go for Broke Muffin. You'll be fine.
You think I can do that lap again? Hell no. I'm trash.
So Tim Durags currently a 7 seconds to the goods. He's looking fairly solid at the moment, I would say. One of our one-stoppers. If I remember correctly, he pitted on lap 16. So he might have to be a little bit conservative in this stint to make it 18 laps. As a Bumcrack comes into the pits because he's running on the smell of an oily rag with 1% left.
I think Tim Durags will be looking to maybe be a little bit conservative towards the end of his stint. With even though he's got an 8-second advantage over and sets a purple first sector in this lap. Baker Boy behind him, he has more fuel, Baker Boy, and he's got slightly less quality medium tyre for the run home. I just wonder if might get a bit tight for fuel as we run towards the finish here.
Another driver having a very solid performance tonight is a Big J, currently sitting in P3. Another one of our one-stoppers from memory. Does have 6.3 seconds in front to Baker Boy, but he does have a very healthy 15 seconds back to Stickers in P4 at the moment. He's currently 4.7 seconds up on Captain Muffin, who is hard charging in that Chickadee Corvette.
The Red Mist has thoroughly descended, and I am going for absolute broke. You know, what's the old saying? Put my foot down and not lift till I see God or a checker flag.
Hopefully it's the latter, not the former.
Oh my god, let's just do both.
No, don't do that.
You know, what's the old fucking... Oh, apologies. What's the old El Paso? Is it 9 o'clock yet? No, it's not, damn. The old El Paso ad. Let's want to have both.
There we go.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
There's some money in the swear jar from Captain Muffin, and the season hasn't even started yet. Greg's pulling into the pit lane with 2% fuel left in the tank. So that will handball P8 back to Sneaky Stevo, who's had a bit of a checkered run tonight as he runs very, very wide onto the main straight, but does drop the hammer and smashes the purple lap with a 1:19.870. So
Mission the gag.
He's set a qualifying equaling lap, I believe, or very close to, on a race lap, on lap 27 of 34, but I do feel that we will see him into the pits again at some point in the near future.
Yeah, I don't know how long his soft tyres are going to last here. They might exit the chat rather quickly if he continues to set certain sort of paces.
Yeah, he did come onto that main straight not looking like tyre conservation was a priority.
Wonder if he'll now be looking for a better, potentially like a bit of an R&D run. See how much he can stress the jag and the tyres out in terms of performance drop off over a soft tyre step down here.
Just checking through the lower parts of the field, it does look a little bit gappy back there.
Is gappy a word?
It is now.
Oh.
Sort of 6-7
Gappy.
seconds between
6,
drives.
7.
Oh no.
You might be young enough to get away with that, Muffin, but I'm too old for that. I don't even know what it is.
Mate, no one knows what it is.
Oh, excellent. I feel better. Speaking of gappy, Tim Durags, 8 seconds to the goods over Baker Boy. He's making his way through a lapped traffic at this point. The blue flag has been out and about for Greg's in the Symmetry Aston, and is now coming up on the back of Armin's in the Corvette of Hooncorp, which I did notice the Hooncorp logo in the side of that. Possibly a test or concept livery that they were trying out?
Yes, the old test mule, potentially. Did note there was some rather interesting test liveries on track today. They've been on for a few hours now, and there's been a few people coming and going. There has been a few Red Bull-esque F1 test liveries and thereabouts.
There's not a lot going on track in terms of battles at the moment. I think our closest one is P6 and P7 of D. Reed and Bumcrack to the tune of 1.5 seconds.
Just going to note again the 8.3 second spread between P1 and P2. That fruition of now the front left eating itself is becoming real. I think both Baker and Tim Durags are going to be in a little bit of pain towards the end here. The front left, and even Big J's Mercedes, they're starting to eat into the front left tyre coming towards the end. I think they'll be okay for fuel. Might be a bit touch and go, but certainly, front left is going to be a bit of an issue towards run here.
Right, so watch out for the top 3 running off the track on right-handed corners. Noted.
Watch out for the Bradburys in P4 and P5 to swoop in.
Oh, look out. Stickers and Muffin could be poised for a Bradbury-style finish, but I don't know. That might be a bit of an ask.
Hey, mate, look, no one said we could put me on the moon back in the 50s, and look what we did like 20 years later.
Yeah, and we haven't gone back since. Anyway, moving swiftly on as Muffin goes off track.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah. So how about you, instead of concentrating on Buzz Aldrin setting foot on a big round block of cheese, you concentrate on keeping the all 4 wheels on the road here.
Yes, boss.
Nice. So
We're a very sort of positive team environment here at Zero Turn.
Oh, 100%. There is always a very healthy degree of banter. Got to keep people on their toes. And at the moment, I think someone who will be keeping Captain Muffin on his toes in the very near future will be Mr. Bumcrack, who is a smidge under 2 seconds behind. So if Muffin continues to talk smack and not concentrate, he might find himself under attack from the Plumber in the very near future.
Providing the Plumber can get past Mr. D. Reed, who is in P6 between Captain Muffin and Mr. Bumcrack. There is a little gap, but I think Mr. Reed was faster than Mr. Muffin on that last lap. There was about a 2 second lap difference, so it could become a three-way battle for P5, P6, and P7.
So Mr. Reed dropped a 120.8 on the previous lap compared to a 22.4 from the Muffin. So yeah, if Muffin wants to play Lawnmower Man one more time, I think that could make things very, very interesting for him.
Well, leave it with me. I feel like I'm the best impression of Jim's mowing, so leave it with me.
Meanwhile up the front, still 8.2 seconds to the good. Tim Durags looking very, very comfortable. Baker Boy P2, he's also 8 and a bit seconds up on Big J in P3.
Just to confirm, Sneaky Steve has also gone into the pits for a fresh set of soft boots. He's now in between an almond and a Greg sandwich at the moment.
Alright, so I'm guessing with a fresh set of softs and most likely a low fuel situation, we're going to see well, he's done a 19.8, so he's smacked another 10th off the fastest lap. I reckon he's going for a 19.6 at this point.
Well, he is a 10th up through the first sector at the moment. Although, I don't think that's going to stay purple anymore, as he's gone a little bit motocross on the back straight.
He's had a moment?
I wouldn't say it's a moment. I'd say he's running a little bit wise. He gets an assist for moments down the back straight.
A little bit of bump drafting. A bump draft from a Corvette's not necessarily a bad thing.
Certainly not. Certainly not. Where with the Jaguars lagged, the Corvette has picked up and assisted.
So he's a little bit slower on that one, but we'll see how he goes on lap 32 of 34 as we are into the closing stages of the race tonight. Everybody looking fairly comfortable up the front. Tim Durag still 8 seconds in front of Baker, 9 seconds up on a Big J. Fairly healthy 15 seconds in front of his TO Stickers in P4, who's done the conservative strategy quite well tonight, must say.
Yeah, certainly. He's certainly still got a fair bit more in the tank. Quite the handy R&D run if he's looking to run conservative this season.
Captain Muffin P5, he's kept his mouth shut and his head down, and he's managed to crank out 2 seconds on D. Reed, taking that gap back out to 4 seconds, who's also done his own bit of handiwork on the Plumber. Well, a little bit of handiwork there, copping a half-second penalty. That might bring the Plumber back into it for our final lap, as he is only 2.7 seconds behind Reed, who's going to have to serve that penalty. And being in a Corvette and the penalty being served on the back straight, that is going to hurt his major advantage. It's night and day between P7 and P8, let's be honest. 10 seconds back to Sneaky Stevo in P9, Armand's in P10, Greg's P11, Renegade P12, and the King Oscar getting around about in P13. So as we have now Tim Durags leading the way on the final lap here tonight at Road Atlanta.
May I say he's timed his run to perfection. I reckon he's just going to be running on fumes as he crosses the line. He's been on the flashing light for a little bit.
Might be a little bit of short shifting going on down this back straight.
Yeah, he appears to be shifting at 80%. And he's given up a little bit of gap back to Baker Boy now. He's back under the 8 seconds. I think, I think it's safe to say he's going to be fine running home. saying that, I think Baker Boy and Tim Durags were all short, real short.
We've got King Oscar hot on the heels of Tim Durags, so we'll get a Jag 1:13 finish as they come across the line for pre-season race 2. Tim Durags. No, sorry, that was Sneaky Stevo. My bad, my mistake. Let me get all these mistakes out as Baker Boy comes in at P2. Big J down the hill around the final corner for the final time. Takes out the final spot on the podium. A little bit squirrely over the line. Very, very solid run from Stickers here tonight. Around the final corner, bringing home a P4. Muffin in a up and down run tonight, P5. Probably best described as a learning experience, I would say. D. Reed bringing in P6. Mr. Bumcrack bringing home P7. Little bit of a look at me time for Madrick in P8. I believe he is the last of our runners here tonight. Everyone further down the order has already finished. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our pre-season race 2 run and done. Just have a quick recap of our race results. And if people in the chat would like to fire in a Driver of the Day nomination while we do so, that would be much appreciated. So our race results here tonight. Tim Durags taking out the chocolate in the Jag. Baker Boy in an SLS AMG P2, Big J in the AMG P3, Stickers in the AMG P4. Right, there's a theme here. And then breaking up the Mercedes lockdown is Captain Muffin in P5, D. Reed in P6, Mr. Bumcrack in another SLS AMG in P7, Madrick in the Jag in P8, Sneaky Stevo in P9 in the Jag, and also taking the fastest lap tonight with a 1:19.870, followed by Mr. Armans in a Corvette in P10, Greggs in the Aston Martin P11, Renegade P12 in a Corvette, King Oscar P13 in the Jag, and unfortunately our sole DNF tonight is Mr. Pruski in the APR Jag, which I do believe had an engine let go. So unfortunately the season hasn't even started. We already have a repair bill. But that's alright. Team owner pays for it, so that sounds a lot like not my problem. So, gentlemen, what are your thoughts on our Driver of the Day tonight?
Look, I'm probably going to go Baker Boy as my Driver of the Day tonight. Quite an outstanding effort from him in the SLS. Certainly, it's a bit of a surprise for me. Yeah, showed a lot of maturity, a lot of good quality driving out there tonight, and yeah, certainly a little one to look for and throughout the season, I think. Well, it looks.
Just fired in from the YouTube chat. We've got a nomination from Slappers for Driver of the Day, Tim Durags. From Debrev, Driver of the Day, Tim Durags. Captain Muffin, well, do you want to say it or shall I read it out from the chat?
I can do the honour. Thank you, Captain Boy. Appreciate all your efforts there. But yeah, Driver of the Day has to be Stickers. I reckon he drove a nice, consistent race, kept himself out of trouble the whole time. Best of the rest, effectively, in that Mercedes of his. And yeah, no, look, honestly, just nice conservative performance, good sort of R&D run, if I can speak. But yeah, no, just good job.
Excellent. And also just a quick note, good evening, Deborah Fish. It's lovely to have you back in the chat this season. It was always a pleasure reading your comments in the YouTube chat through the streams last season. It's lovely to have you back. Always appreciate you. Saying I can't tell who is who with the new cars, but they look great. Deb, you're not the only one. Even us comms people takes a little bit of getting used to work out who is who, but shh, don't tell anyone. But that's okay. So I'm also going to I think I'm going to agree with the chat tonight. My Driver of the Day nomination definitely goes to Tim Durags. Very solid drive. Definitely went into it with a plan and executed it perfectly with that one-stop strategy. Just managed to keep the car in one piece and do what he needed to do. So definitely worthy of a Driver of the Day.
Very good.
Cool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is going to have to conclude our pre-season stream for tonight. Once again, my sincere apologies for the late start and the kerfuffle involved in getting it all going. That was 100% on me, so please direct any and all criticism directly to Carbon Boy. You can find me in the Sector 1 Discord. Yes. Aside from the apologies, I've got nothing else to say. I 100% dropped the ball tonight, and I will take ownership of that. Let me assure you all that there will be a much better performance in the coming season, so this will not be happening again.
Well, I think really, on behalf of everyone that is watching, everyone in the consoles, Carbon Boy, thank you just for putting on the show at all, even if it was a bit possibly unorganised, which really does not make the world a difference. The still show went on, and it was as beautiful as ever, so I think you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. But hey, look, mate, overall, thank you once again for ensuring that everyone at home and Australia, New Zealand, beyond can enjoy the action we have on track here at Sector 1 Sim Racing.
Well, thank you for the support and the kind words there, Muffin. Woody, I'm bracing myself for the abuse. I got the kind words from Muffin, time for the real stuff from you.
Nah, nothing, mate. Nah, I'd say keep calm and have a beer, mate.
100% my plan at this point in time. So, ladies and gentlemen, the season does kick off for real next week. So, next Sunday, we will be alive and free here at Sector 1 with round 1 of Season 12, the Legacy Series, kicking off. So we will be at the lovely Dragon Trail Gardens circuit, but in reverse because, well, someone was a sadist when it came to track selection this season, and yeah, I've got to say I had a bit to do with it, but anyway, so we shall see you here at 6:30 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time here live on Sector 1 next Sunday, and we look forward to your company. I hope you're looking forward to all of the action that's coming this season. Thank you to Woody for being race director tonight, and Muffin for his special comments from the track. Anything you would like to say before we sign out, gentlemen?
No, well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I'm sure this won't be the last time you'll hear me this season. Planning on having a few appearances, so watch the space, and we'll see you throughout the season.
Yeah, I think definitely echo Woody's words there. Thank you everyone once again for coming in. If you haven't already, don't be afraid to absolutely smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. If you want to get involved with the racing action yourself, jump in our Discord. I'm sure there's a link in the description there, and just have a sort of keen look for our community series where we'll post information about when we'll be running that round, those rounds I should say, throughout the season, and one day we'll be commentating you on track.
Excellent. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone very much for watching tonight, and we'll catch you next time.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Sector 1. We are here tonight for some Category 1 racing action around All Saints Village.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow. feel like it's gonna be a bad day.
Can you
Yeah,
keep
I'm
it around
tired
the
of shit,
outside?
and the coffee ain't hit yet. Damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute. I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, only feels like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back. Moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? Let's go! Hey!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Sector 1. Hey, no, second two! Oh my goodness!
Gee, she went wide.